Communication and collaboration is increasingly moderated by digital media such as video conferences, interactive surfaces, or virtual reality. Despite the ubiquity of these media, they remain oblivious to rich intentions expressed by users during communication. Imagine a video meeting between Tim and Andy. If Tony wants to see the location on the map, he needs to switch to the browser, search the location, and view the location. If he wants to share the map, but screen sharing is not permitted, he would need to request permission explicitly from the host, Andy. Andy then needs to manually grant permission for Tim to share the map. In this process, Tim and Andy need to frequently pause their conversation to retrieve relevant information and manipulate the user interface. Our insight, however, is that desired information and actions are often expressed explicitly or implicitly throughout conversation. These intents can be harnessed by the communication medium itself. We present CrossTalk, a communication and collaboration environment that leverages natural conversations among users to provide intelligent recommendations. Following the previous conversation as an example, Tim recommends a new location by saying, "We can also go to New York." A prompt will appear on top of the map panel, allowing users to quickly navigate the map to New York. Next, Tim says, "There are a lot of good museums," and a new prompt will appear on top of the map panel allowing users to browse museums in New York. These interactions are possible because the underlying panel substrate and language-oriented interactions are working together to infer users' desired information and interface actions. With CrossTalk, the panel substrate not only provides a persistent representation of information, but also maintains all of the content and actions the panel supports. Users' conversations are processed in real time to find the most semantically relevant content and actions, which are recommended to the user to significantly reduce the cognitive and manual effort needed to ensure a smooth flow of communication and collaboration. Let's look at a few examples of how the system works. During communication and collaboration, users tend to verbally express both social and interface actions. Requesting screen sharing permissions is one example. If Andy asks, "Tim, can you enable screen sharing for me?" CrossTalk will prompt the corresponding UI for Andy to grant permission. Alternatively, Tim can respond to Andy with, "Sure, go ahead," and CrossTalk will grant permission automatically. A revert button will show up immediately to enable Tim to quickly revert the action in case CrossTalk made a mistake. During a meeting, we often need to navigate to the desired section of a document as context for the discussion. However, manual navigation can be time-consuming and interrupts the flow of communication. CrossTalk detects panel content relevant to the conversation and recommends shortcuts for users to quickly navigate to relevant sections. CrossTalk encodes the relevance of the recommendations via navigation shortcuts with different color intensities. When users hover their cursors over the shortcuts, CrossTalk reveals the most relevant entities with preview text surrounding the matches. Clicking on the shortcuts takes the user directly to the corresponding section. Screen sharing is a typical mechanism for presentation and discussion. With CrossTalk, a user's screen sharing presentation is automatically recorded. When Andy stops screen sharing, the recorded video is added to his private space. He can drag the panel to the canvas to share it with everyone for continued discussion. When Tim says, "I have feedback for the motivation," CrossTalk recommends relevant timestamps in the recording so he can easily navigate to the corresponding position. This interaction is possible because each content panel maintains relevant context. Here, the video panel retains the speech content from when it was presented, allowing CrossTalk to find matches in the recording with conversational speech afterward. Tim wants to annotate the video as he provides feedback. To avoid cluttering the video panel, he can create a separate image panel with one frame of the video and annotate it while providing feedback verbally. Managing time during presentations in a class is often a challenge. CrossTalk detects meeting structure in the instructor's speech, extracts relevant information, and creates a populated agenda panel. As the instructor describes more of the meeting structure, the agenda panel is updated accordingly. The instructor can leverage CrossTalk to quickly create a poll for questions to gather answers from students. As a whole, CrossTalk employs language-driven panel substrates to provide an intelligent, context-aware, and flexible information space that streamlines communication and fosters collaboration. We believe the proposed interaction techniques can be broadly applied to other communication media and settings, such as large interactive displays, augmented and virtual reality, hybrid meetings, and so on. We envision a future where communication media move beyond information transmission channels to intelligent facilitators and collaborators that augment human communication.